Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 20.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral vote, in Indiana with its 11th electoral vote, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199 on a Sunday. Hope you're doing well. It is Masters Day. McIlroy and Young are tied for the lead. And look, Burns is 11 under 2. So most of you don't care, but I care. So I'm watching it right now. So we have a 3-way tie for the lead in Augusta. So trying to keep an eye on that while also covering all of the craziness in the world of news and memes, because that's pretty much what we do now. So let me see. Golf, that's right, with no Tiger Woods, which kind of sucks. I wish Tiger was there. We all wish Tiger was there, but sadly, not going to happen, at least today. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well on this Sunday. And I like this. So we get Mar Millen with the pre-stream chat grift tax. Now we have Jimmy Ray with the pre-stream Mar Millen tax. Damn, it's evolving. We're seeing the pre-stream tax evolving, and I, for one, am very, very happy about that. So there you have it. Jimmy Ray and Mar Millen evolving the pre-stream chat grift tax. Love it to see it. Peter for 10 says, thanks for being one of the few genuine people on the internet, Jeremy. Most people I followed over the years have turned out to be fake pieces of shit, and I'm sick of it. Glory to the 199. Listen, I'll just admit that I'm a piece of shit. You know, I mean, I think that's the best way to go. I'm retarded. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm an idiot. Don't take anything I say seriously. Most of my news comes from memes. And that's pretty much it right there. But I think the way to be on the internet is to just be as honest with people as you can. And honesty means not pretending that you know everything. And it means that you don't talk down to people on the internet, especially considering the people on the internet are the ones that give us the opportunity to do what we do every day. And just don't act overly righteous. That seems to be a pretty good method to just staying out of nonsensical situations. So, but I appreciate it, man. Stormbreaker says, all hail Cobra Commander Jeremy and King Trump. Let's go. Chronicling Mayhem says, election day today. Pray for Peru. Hail to you, Sophie. Let us know how it goes. Ladybug with the duck tax. Now we got duck tax. I like that. I'm okay with that. What's up, Ladybug? Babo Yogi says, stream start tax, mod Ladybug, mod lives matter. I should grift this whole modding Ladybug thing. Like, what's the price, Ladybug? Name it, and then we'll give you a wrench if somebody's willing to pay it like that. We got to grift it, right? That's how it works. Arclight says yes, grift. So we'll see. We'll let the chat figure it out. She can name her price for mod. Let me make it clear, you motherfuckers. She can name her price to be a mod. All right. Clarity is important on the internet. So let me give the clarity. Okay. Just want to make sure that we give the clarity. Madney says, how's your weekend going? It's been a pretty good weekend. How about you? Jason J says, golf is not a sport. Change my mind. Jason J, don't you have better things to do? All right. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I was watching the sport of golf. I got distracted there. Thank you for the super chat. Stone Farmer says, 32 months as a member, watching as I build scale model aircraft. Hail chat. Hail chat. Jeremy casually pimping his mods. I mean, yeah. Brighton Matt says, you're right, Jeremy. I only care about football, proper football, not American. I'm very happy. Brighton and Albion fan. I think that's what you're saying. Hove Albion fan. As we beat Burnley 2-0. Also happy. Is it Glasgow Rangers won today? Is I say that the right way? Hail the 199. I butchered all of that probably, but I do appreciate it. And thank you for always keeping me updated. Golfers are crashing out literally. Well, Tiger Woods has done it a lot of times. Tiger Woods has done it a few times. Pins Fan for Life says, Jeep tax. Fear the Door Greeter says, pre-greeting. Hey! Jackson says, hail. Little Jim's Halo says, Duckcast 199. Alan Tanasi says, pray for quartering. Hope he takes his religion seriously. Jesus Christ is my savior out of alcoholism. May he find peace, all jokes aside. Thank you, Alan. Matt says, quartering unequivocally BTFO'd. Yeah. I guess because many of you are going to bring it up. So I will briefly mention the latest update. The latest update is right here. Quartering apparently on a stream accidentally showed his tabs, and in the tab says, thanks for your report to YouTube, from his Magic the Gathering headquarters account or his email. And a lot of people are basically calling that the smoking gun. I don't know if it's a smoking gun, because I think that there's probably some more specific, this could mean a lot of things. Obviously I'm not taking up for the quartering at all. This could mean a lot of things. So if maybe you don't threaten people to take their channel down, maybe if you don't flaunt the fact that you have a non-Indian YouTube manager publicly and privately, maybe people aren't going to focus in on stuff like this. But one thing is for sure, that the autism of the internet will always win. Never go up against the autism of the internet. It will always win. So I just responded to PPP here, and I was like, this is quartering right here, man. Like, quartering, just be like, I don't think it's a big deal, but according to the police, it is. And if you've seen Trailer Park Boys, you know how awesome this image is. I don't think it's a big deal, but the internet police seem to think it is. That right there is where I'll leave it with good old Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. If you've never seen Trailer Park Boys, it is pure greatness. Funny enough, many of you may not believe this. I was recommended Trailer Park Boys from guess who? Guess who recommended me watch Trailer Park Boys? Take a guess, chat. Somebody in the G&G sphere. Who's going to guess? That's right. Cam Man got it. I probably said it before, but Krista is the one that recommended Trailer Park Boys, if you can believe that one. Pretty damn funny. Krista Nova says you should watch Trailer Park Boys. I was like, I didn't even know it was based out of Canada. It's from Canada. It's amazing, though. It is an amazing show, and I recommend everybody. But yeah, quartering is just digging the hole deeper. Guess we'll see what happens. TVZTQ says sport of golf tax. There we go. Transgirly says it's so cute that you have a group of grown men around the world paying your bills. Sugar baby Jer. What? Mexi Rage says, me personally, this is my thinking. It may not happen, but a peace deal will either not be made or last because JD is dealing with zealot, liar, death cultists. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. Mexi Ray says, I don't know. That's just my opinion, so we'll have to see. We are going to talk about all of that. It's Wani with a $100 and says, mother freaking tax. First words I hear into this stream. Welcome to CobraCast 199. Mod Lives Matter. Chat Lives Matter. Zwanny getting the party started with a $100 mother freaking tax super chat. Hail to you, Zwanny. Right, Matt says, let's see, Glasgow is pronounced Glasgow. Did I say Gow? How is Hove is pronounced Hove, like Grove, and Cove or Rove, but with an H sound. Once again, hail the 199 and hail to you. Bright Matt is so nice. I want to be sarcastic and say, it's not America. I don't give a damn. But Bright Matt is so awesome. I don't want to say that. I want to say thank you. Really appreciate it, Matt. But my America fuck yeah side wants to say, if it ain't American, I don't give a damn. Unless it's Trailer Park Boys. But thank you, Matt. I appreciate it, brother. Move Erotic says, you see now Ben was right to call you guys at AmFest. You see now Ben was right to call out guys at AmFest. Hold on. You're talking about Ben Shapiro calling. Okay. A little bit of punctuation and a little more clarity would be very helpful. Luckily, you're dealing with an extremely intelligent streamer. I'm assuming you are talking about when Ben Shapiro called out Tucker Carlson and other right-wingers at AmFest. I think that's what you're talking about. I think. Because he did call them. Okay, he said yes. Okay, got it. All right. See there? High IQ, unlike Tucker Carlson viewers. We'll see, though. Thank you. Marmella says, leave it to Jeremy to change Mod Lives Matter multi-level marketing, a.k.a. pyramid schemes, to a positive acronym for his grift channel. Hey, I'm doing all I can because I've got accused of running a multi-level marketing, or what do they call it? With MCN is what I've got accused of running. A multi-channel network. People thought that I basically, like, what was the multi-channel network from back in the day? YouTube. They had all of these channels signed. If somebody says it, I'll be able to tell you. It was a brand that played ahead of all of these YouTube channels. If somebody says it, I'll know it. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Machinima. Yes, Machinima. That's it. Machinima. People essentially accused Geeks and Gamers of being Machinima and running a multi-level marketing scheme or a multi-channel network on YouTube. And I'm like, what the hell is a multi-channel network? I had no idea what it was. It's the same thing as when they accused me of being a Mossad agent. I'm like, what is Mossad? You didn't know what Mossad was? What an idiot. I'm like, the only person stupider is the person that accuses someone of not knowing what Mossad is, of being a Mossad agent. So if I'm stupid for not knowing what Mossad was, how stupid are you for thinking I worked for them? Holy fuck. It shows you the retardation of the anti-Israel network. They are so fucking retarded that they are going to go, you don't even know what it is, yet I'm accusing you of working for them. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let me Google this shit and see what it is. What a fucking retard. And then they go, I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. Retard. Nandy for 50 says Trump chess move, Asian oil tankers going to USA instead of Iran, plus 2 Navy ships controlling the strait and keeping it open. Leverage over Iran, forcing them to make a desperate move. Trump holds the cards with China for the May meet with Xi Jinping, Ming, Ding, Dingaling, Wanga Ching, Biga Bing. That was pretty racist. Okay, so on that point, and thank you, Nandy, I do have this right here pulled up from Black Conservative Perspective. Hail to Greg. He's 8,000 away from hitting 1 million subscribers. Thank you, Nandy, and this is the point you are trying to make right here. So President Trump, listen, mean tweets are officially back, okay? Mean tweets are 100% back. And you just listen to right here what she reads. And I love the fact that she has to read this. This is great.
And let's start with breaking news. Donald Trump has just posted on Truth Social, where he has effectively said that the U.S. will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. So effectively blockading the Strait of Hormuz. He also went on to say...
This is so great listening to her read this shit. This is what I voted for right here, is for mainstream to have to read Trump's tweets.
Any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. And he will also vessels. He also went on
to it's so good
to say any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. And he will also begin destroying mines that Iranians laid in the strait. Let me read the full Truth Social post that you can see on your screens there. So there you have it. The meeting went well. Most points were agreed to, but the only point that really mattered, nuclear, was not. Effective immediately, the United States Navy, the finest in the world, will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. At some point, we will reach an all being allowed to go in, all being allowed to go out basis. But Iran has not allowed that to happen by merely saying there may be a mine out there somewhere that nobody knows about but them. This is world extortion, and leaders of countries, especially the United States of America, will never be extorted. I've also instructed our Navy to seek and interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. No one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on high seas.
She does. She sounds so uncomfortable reading this. She's you could tell the inner rage is building up, and she wants to denounce every single word that she's reading, and I love it.
We will also begin destroying the mines that Iranians laid in the straits. Any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. Iran knows better than anyone how to end this situation, which has already devastated their country. Their navy is gone, their air force is gone, their anti-aircraft and radar are useless. Khomeini and most of their leaders are dead, all because of their nuclear ambition. The blockade will begin shortly. Other countries will be involved in this blockade. Iran will not be allowed to profit off this illegal act.
Boy. So, got to follow up on our.
What's interesting here is I was told that there was no nuclear threat. That's what I was told by all the panicans out there. Yet here you have the Vice President of the United States of America traveling over to Pakistan, have a 21-hour meeting, and almost everything was agreed to except for nuclear. But I was told that they didn't have any nuclear capabilities. I was told that Iran was like 2 weeks away from a bomb for the past 30 years. That's what I was told. I was told that Israel forced America into this. I was told that Trump was forced into this by Israel. It's very interesting, isn't it?
Coverage of the military conflict with Iran, because President Trump is doing exactly what I told you guys that he was going to do over the last few days, because logically speaking, this was the only outcome, right? As the black pillars are about to look really stupid, right? When this is all said and done, because President Trump is announcing that he is taking control of the Strait of Hormuz, which is something I told you guys was going to happen a couple days ago, when it was announced that Iran can't remove their own mines, right? And when that news came out, that basically took away all of Iran's leverage, because it mandated that international forces come in to open the strait that Iran can't open, right? And if you can't open the strait, then you don't control the strait. Basically, Iran got exposed as a paper tiger, right? They don't have real control over the strait.
Who is this creator? This is Black Conservative Perspective. He's a great channel. He has great breakdowns, has a lot of clips of the news media within his videos. He's a good dude, so I would highly suggest subscribing to him. Jessica just dropped the link to his channel. Anytime I'm reacting to his stuff, we're always dropping links. He's a cool dude.
International forces have to come in no matter what, because we're never going to allow Iran to charge a toll for ships to pass through an international strait. We're talking about international waterways, which, by the way, notice these leftists who always complain about international law, right? Notice how Democrats, leftists, black pillars, for whatever reason, don't have an issue with Iran breaking international law, right?
Well, they don't really have a problem with anything until it fits their narrative. I mean, do you guys remember, like, this just shows you how leftists are, you know, with like, oh, international law, and they're only upset about international law when they can build something around that. Do you remember back during the Kyle Rittenhouse thing? Do you remember what their narrative was there? He drove across state lines. Oh my God. He drove across state lines. Oh my God, how could we allow anyone in the United States of America to drive across state lines? That was their big narrative. Like, why is that a bad thing? Why are you guys using that as some kind of narrative builder? Wild. Ginger Cat says, I like both Jeremys. There is room in my feed for both. The shit talking really turns me off, though. I understand that. But to be fair, there's only room for one Jeremy in your feed. And that would be the quartering, because he blocked me. So he thinks there's only room for one Jeremy in your feed because he blocked me. So I can't speak with him anymore because he doesn't like free speech. 1992 Space Movie says, stop watching anime for this stream. So this stream better be a train wreck. But who cares? Jeremy never reads my super chat. Hail 1992 Space Movie. Bright Matt says, haha, I get that, Jerry. You're awesome. I appreciate it, brother. Grindo Jones says, fuck yeah, tax. Not playing games, tax. Super chat, tax. Beastie Man says, well, tax. Movie Erotic says, very high, or hey, high IQ answer question about if Ben was right. I'd have to go back and listen to what Ben Shapiro said specifically before I could say he was right. But for me, it's very difficult to give Ben Shapiro any real credit, because like today, I believe he was on Fox News and Ben Shapiro made the statement that, you know, no other president has the balls that Trump has to go and do the things that Trump is doing. And it's like, well, in isolation, Ben Shapiro's right. But Ben Shapiro has also turned against President Trump twice now. So I really don't give a fuck what Ben Shapiro has to say. I don't give a shit. I mean, he can be right in isolation about things, but he's standing on a house of cards. He is he has nothing to offer of substance because he will turn and stab Trump in the back at the moment that he can do it. And so, yeah, there might be isolated things he says that are good, but fuck him and his eyebrows. That's a quote from Breaking Bad.
It's funny how that works. But anytime Trump does something they don't like internationally, they scream in international law, right? Amazing how that works. It's almost as if these people are anti-America, but rooting against America, you're going to look silly. You're going to look stupid, right? Because our leadership, they know what they're doing, okay? And President Trump is engaging in the logical escalation, economic escalation against Iran. And I want to talk about it because he has announced a blockade, right? Now, keep in mind, the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz simply means that we're taking control of it, right?
What up, Dan?
But while we take control of it, we're also going to flip the economic leverage that Iran had over the world back on them and China, because we're not just negotiating with Iran, we're actually
China. Remember the point that I and a few others, I won't even say many others, because most political commentators have just been crying about this, saying Trump is ruining everything. Trump is ruining everything. And it's just like, you guys don't have any vision at all, do you, to understand what is going on? So let me break it down in meme form for you to understand. This is what's going on. This is what your favorite president is doing right now. This is what he has been doing the whole time. Now, again, I didn't fully see it at first either, but once you start doing the slightest bit of research to understand, hey, what exactly is going on here? This is what's going on. Okay.
actually really negotiating with China, which is something that I've laid out in my previous videos on this topic, and I want to talk about it because the negotiations are still happening. Just like I said last night, JD says that, hey, this is our final and best offer. But at the same time, he also said that he didn't really want to talk about it too much because he didn't want to negotiate in public, which basically confirms that, yes, they are still, in fact.
Hang on. Let me see. What the F has Trump done but made our lives harder? You Kool-Aid drinking morons. I've gotten a lot more super chats since Trump became president. You're welcome. You asked a question and I gave you an answer. You may not like the fucking answer, but I just destroyed your argument. Boom. End of discussion. Try again.
Negotiating. And while we negotiate with Iran, we're taking away their leverage.
On behalf of Pakistan, I would like to express gratitude to the two sides for appreciating Pakistan's efforts to help achieve the ceasefire and its mediatory role. We hope that the two sides continue with the positive spirit.
Fuck! You're supposed to get mad, telling me it's a fair compliment. That's not how this is supposed to work. I'm supposed to make you mad so then it gets me more super chats. Damn you for being smart, bastard. Appreciate the level-headed response.
To achieve durable peace and prosperity for the entire region and beyond. It is imperative that the parties continue to uphold their commitment to ceasefire. Pakistan has been and will continue to play its role to facilitate engagement and dialogue between the Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America in the days to come. I thank you all.
Well, we're going to be blockading. It'll take a little while, but it'll be effective pretty soon. And we had meetings yesterday. They, as you said, lasted 21 hours. That was a long meeting. We had some very, very good representatives, as you know, JD and Steve and Jared. So we were well represented. But We didn't get there on the important issue. They want to have nuclear weapons. They're not going to have nuclear weapons. I've been saying that for 30 years. I would never allow that to happen before I was in politics. And that country will not have nuclear weapons. Most countries shouldn't be allowed to have, but that country will not have nuclear weapons. Doing well at all. They're getting killed. I could take out Iran in one day. I could take down in one hour.
The fact that he's willing to sit there and go, I could take you out in 1 hour. 1 hour. This is my president right here.
What about us charging tolls?
Is that something you're considering?
I'd rather do that than let them have them, right? Why shouldn't we? We're the winner. We won, okay? They are militarily defeated. The only thing they have is the psychology of, oh, we're going to drop a couple of mines in the water, all right? No, we have a concept where we'll charge tolls, okay? I thought you meant us.
Out Iran in one, not have nuclear weapons. Doing well at all. They're getting killed. I could take out Iran in one day. I could take down in one hour. I could have their entire energy, everything, every one of their plants, their electric generating plants, which is a big deal. And I hate to do it because if I do it, it takes you 10 years to rebuild. They'll never be able to rebuild it.
What does that mean? 1 hour. They fought weeks and it's not over. Is that a serious question? Like, do you not really understand that with the power, with the full power of the United States military, if Donald Trump wanted to, he could obliterate Iran in an hour. He's not saying that he will. Right now, you're dealing with very strategic military strikes. That's all you're dealing with. That's all that the United States has been doing. Strategic military strikes. But for people that think that this is a war, you don't understand what a war is. Do you really think that Iran can last more than a few hours with a true war with the United States of America? Are you kidding me right now? Like, simply just look up the numbers of what our military has, the power that our military has versus everybody else in the world. I think, and again, I could be wrong about this, I believe that Russia has the second strongest military in the world, and they're not even remotely close to the United States of America. But I believe Russia's number 2. Fact check me on that, but I think I'm right. But it's not even fucking close.
And the other thing you take out are the bridges. I took out one just to show them because they went public with a statement that wasn't true. They admitted it. I say, I'm going to take out a bridge. And I took out a bridge. And that was the end of that. Now they've been really behaving quite well. But in one half of a day, they wouldn't have one bridge standing.
Russia or China.
They wouldn't have one electric generating plant standing. And they're back in the Stone Ages. I'd rather not do that. But I do believe they're going to come to the table on this because...
What's up, Subhuman? It says it's my birthday. Subhuman's been watching the channel for a long, long time. So hail to you, Subhuman, right there. Happy birthday, brother. Been watching for years. That's a truck driving working man right there. So hail to the truck driving working man. Have a good day, brother. Happy birthday.
Nobody can be so stupid as to say that we want to have nuclear weapons and they have no cards. They have no cards whatsoever.
So
yeah. So you see that, you heard that. Okay. What is happening is a two-pronged track, right? From a diplomatic standpoint, we basically negotiated with Iran for 20 hours and we outlined our red lines. We told them what we're willing to accept, what we're not willing to accept. Apparently, most things Iran was okay with, except us telling them that they can't have nukes, right? That we got to take all your uranium, right?
Now, again, why would they have a problem with that if they didn't even have anything in development? Again, it's common sense. Common sense is all we're applying to this. When you apply common sense to things, you have a much easier path to understanding what's going on. That's the only thing in this 21-hour meeting that they could not come to agreement on. But I was told that this was all made up. This was all a lie.
And they're like, no, we're good. We want our enriched uranium to make nukes, while at the same time claiming that they don't want nukes. But when we put a deal on the table that they probably would benefit from, right? But you can't have your nukes, okay? They said no, right? At least according to the U.S. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Iran, when it comes to this Strait of Hormuz situation, is defeated, right? It is over when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz stuff, because we're going to secure it. We're going to take it back. We're not going to allow them to control it. This is just step one when you talk about escalation, right? Economic escalation against Iran. We're about to flip the leverage that Iran had back on them, and most importantly, on China with the next move, which is what I've been predicting, which is that we're going to take control of the Strait of Hormuz. The two Navy ships that passed through the Strait of Hormuz while negotiations were happening, told you.
And if you look up, and I know some people, don't understand it, but I think that's like 25% of all the world's oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz. And this is not something that just became a political talking point, 2 weeks ago. This has been this has been at the center of the political world forever. And only one person is willing to get in there and clean this situation up. And that's President Trump. 20%.
Everything you need to know about how that was not a negotiating point, right? We were not going to allow Iran to charge anybody tolls to go through the Strait of Hormuz. It was never going to happen. Any of these black pillars that suggested that this is going to happen, that we were going to allow this, they're just silly, right? They're silly people and they shouldn't be taken seriously, okay? So the president is announcing a blockade of the Strait, which basically means that we're taking back control of the Strait permanently. And I'm going to tell you guys what this means. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
We've got Trey Yinks with us now from Tel Aviv.
Trey Yinks.
So Trey.
First, let me get to a couple of these supers really quick. We got JDT. Says Trump also dismantling and exposing what is left of the British Empire. Did you see the special on the British Navy? Asman covered it. Reset. NATO is nothing without us. UN is nothing without us. I didn't see that one, but I would like to check that one out. So I did not see that one. I did not see that one, but I'm sure it is real. Mar Millen for 10 says to understand how much military firepower the U.S. is capable of, we have private citizens that have larger air forces than entire countries. And like within the top 20 in the world, we have the top 3. Damn right. It is unbelievable how powerful the United States military is. It really is. Movie Erotic, I got that one. Beastie Man says, boy, oh boy, oh boy, tax. Shout out to Greg Hale. Stormbreaker says, whiskey and cigars watching D-Day Cobra by the lake. Hey, that sounds fun. That sounds awesome. DB says, whoa, buddy. Critic says, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, we got to talk about Jeremy's questionable homosexual tendencies. Happy 37th birthday month, CobraCast. 37 months? Is that it? How many? 37 months? Ladybug says, Kool-Aid tax. Marc-Andre Roy says, don't disrespect Kool-Aid. Babo Yogi says, micro dickus tax. Pre-dawn corpse with a 99 cent. DB says, biggest dickus equals quartering alt. Dermy Wormy says, Trump is just like Jay. All it takes is one tweet. 16 ounce ribeye says, the argument is that Iran wants to enrich uranium as the deterrence to Israeli aggression. They had a fatwa on nukes until we deleted their supreme leader. Stormbreaker says, voted for Trump 3 times. He's a businessman. I basically paid no taxes because of the big, beautiful bill and 100% depreciation on vehicles for my business. I'll vote for Trump until the day I fucking die. John Jones says, Operation Aaron Yeager back on the table. It might be. JDT says, what if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Legend. Greatest quote ever from President Trump. And you know what? I think we need to play that one more time because it's just too good. What if a bomb drops on your head? Like, what a freaking great quote, man. Here it is right here.
Russia breaks the ceasefire.
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
There is no planet where this isn't the most awesome quote ever.
What if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out.
What if Russia?
I've empowered you to be a tough guy. Oh, shit.
What can you tell us about this Truth Social post that Trump just posted?
Look, this is a significant announcement by President Trump, and once again, an indication that the United States holds the cards here. The president is the decision maker, even as it relates to the Strait of Hormuz. And we heard just yesterday, as these two Navy destroyers passed through the strait, threats from the Iranians claiming that they would fire on these vessels. And the president is very clear here in his post on Truth Social. This will not be tolerated. Threats or strikes against U.S. forces or vessels in the region will have consequences. And so once again, the president is showing who is in charge, not just at the negotiating table, but on the battlefield. And we talk about the Iranian Navy and what is left of it. There was a systematic campaign by the United States and Israel over the past 40 days when Operation Epic Fury was ongoing that showed the Iranian Navy had no way to defend its own vessels, whether it was the mine-laying vessels or even these larger ships. Most of them are at the bottom of the sea at this point, and that is a result of the heavy U.S. strikes that were ordered by...
that comment right there, again, that comment is crazy. Listen to that one more time.
Fury was ongoing that showed the Iranian Navy had no way to defend its own vessels, whether it was the mine-laying vessels or even these larger ships. Most of them are at the bottom of the sea at this point, and that is a result of the heavy U.S. strikes that were ordered by President Trump and executed by U.S. Central Command. And so with this decision to order a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, the president is once again showing the Iranians if they are unwilling to make concessions at the negotiating table, the president will force them into those concessions on the battlefield.
And of course, take away all the money that they're making by letting those ships, the ships that they're letting that have paid the toll pass through. In his Truth Social, he writes that I have also instructed our Navy to seek and interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. No one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas. So that's going to be controversial with a Chinese or Pakistani flagged ship that Iran has allowed through. What's the reaction in the international community going to be to that?
Look, there may be some people who are critical of President Trump, but the president rightly pointed out that these countries did not participate in helping to open the Strait of Hormuz during Operation Epic Fury. Sure. We've heard a lot of comments from European officials who say that the president should make different decisions or that they're trying to put pressure on the operation. The reality is you have countries like France, for example, who have come out in opposition of what the president is saying, but they're not helping to open the Strait of Hormuz, but they benefit when it is open. And so it raises these important questions about if countries around the world who benefit from the strait being open are going to participate in secure.
The reason I opened up with today's intro, which is Trump won't win, the classic CobraCast intro, it's because we're witnessing it once again. You've got all of these allies that are sitting on the sidelines, and they're all going to ultimately benefit when this is all said and done. You got all these panicans out there crying. You got the Democrats crying. You got everybody losing their minds. When this is all said and done, they're all going to look stupid, just like every other time. Trump does something, people freak out. It's the same fucking cycle. Trump does it, people freak out. Trump is proven right. They freak out about something else. Like, it's the same cycle over and over again.
The strait. And that's exactly what the president has pointed out with NATO and other countries around the world, understanding that the United States just uses a few percentage points of its oil through this international water.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Now, let's actually look at Trump's post so that everybody knows what we're talking about here. Because, again, the president says that we will begin to process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. At some point, we will reach a, quote, all being allowed to go in, all being allowed to go out basis. But Iran has not allowed that to happen by merely saying, quote, there may be a mine out there somewhere that nobody knows about but them. Yeah, I mean, who knows if they even know about it, right? Again, they don't have the ability to get them, right, to clean out their own mines, which, again, a couple days ago, I told you this is when they lost all the leverage. This is why I knew for certain. I was like, yeah, we don't have a choice but to take it, right? We don't have a choice but to go in and to clear out the mines and to secure the strait ourselves, okay? Because if Iran can't clear out their own mines, they don't have control over the strait, right? They just don't. You don't have control over something that you can't open, right? If you only can, quote unquote, close it, but you can't open it, you don't have control over it. So Iran was full of shit the whole time. They never had control over the strait. They were just using the threats of the mines that they allegedly laid out in the straits in order to force ships to take a passage through the strait that would go through their territory that will allow them to charge a toll, right? But that doesn't mean that they actually control the strait completely. They don't control the strait. And that is what's being exposed.
That's what Trump called their bluff on that, which is, again, this is what he does. And it's like, I kind of look at this situation and again, I just apply things to what I know and how you can apply, because you can apply basic tendencies to anything. So do we have any sports fans in the chat? I know there are, some, not many. Okay. But like, if you're a fan of football, okay, and you love your team, you're very, very excited. I take this as an Alabama fan when Nick Saban was the coach, okay? All through the football game, I am constantly questioning every fucking decision that Nick Saban was making. What are you doing, Saban? Why are you running the ball? Why are you be more aggressive? Why are you running a prevent defense? Why are you putting pressure on the quarterback? You're a fucking retard. Guess what? Alabama won more games than any team in college football history. But every game, I am in the middle of it, screeching and yelling and questioning everything that Nick Saban is doing until the game is over. And I'm like, hell yeah, we won. Good job. I got you. That is literally what we are witnessing right now with Donald Trump. Every decision he makes, he knows the big scheme. He knows the whole point he's making. All of us are sitting there playing armchair quarterback, like questioning every move he's make, every decision, screeching, yelling, and you've got the news reporting on everything. News is taking Iranian media reports, and then people are taking the Iranian media reports as gospel, yet they question it when it comes from the White House. But they believe it when it's Iranian media, but they don't believe it when it's U.S. media, which you shouldn't believe it on any media per se. But the fact is they believe when it's Iranian media. Holy fuck. And we see live reactions with social media and Twitter and YouTube channels and all of that. But ultimately, the proof is in the pudding. Trump has proven over and over and over again that he knows what he's doing, and he proves people wrong every single time.
This is why all of this is happening. This is why a lot of this stuff is getting very predictable, right, in regards to what we're going to do. Because, again, logically speaking, if Iran can't open up his own strait, right, then that means that we have to come in and do it. We don't have a choice, okay? And this is why the Europeans need to stop twiddling their thumbs and to hurry up and to send their minesweeping capabilities so we can get this done. But first things first is that we have to secure it militarily, right? President Trump is simply operating with a process here, okay? What has to happen is that militarily we need to secure the strait, which means that we need to blockade it, right? Blockading it, what does that accomplish? Well, that puts economic pressure on Iran to accept the deal that we put on the table, right? We flip the economic leverage that they had over the world back on them, because the economic leverage that they had when they, quote unquote, closed the strait was that, well, nobody can go through the strait unless we get what we want, right? Which has placed pressure on the
This has got to be the Baggy Proton says Swanee looks like a good-looking blonde with money. Ladybug might have competition. Phil says Swanee is married and reads what we say. This has got to be my favorite response to that. The first part's funny, but the second part, he says, she reads what we say. It's so fucking good. Holy shit. Hail to you, Packy Protons.
Oil markets, right, and other markets across the globe, while they are able to sell their oil to China, India, Pakistan, they're selectively allowing certain ships to go through the strait, right, in order for them to get access to oil. However, when you cut that off, what President Trump is saying is that, no, we're not going to allow you to sell your oil, right? This is kind of like a mini CARG, right, without actually taking CARG, but it's kind of like getting somewhat of a similar effect, right, economically speaking. We're saying, no, we're not going to allow you to sell your oil, which is a devastating blow to them economically. And not just them, but most importantly, China, right? That is the X factor here, because as I've been laying out, this is not really a negotiation between the United States and Iran, right? It's really a negotiation between the United States and China via Iran, right? Because China has leverage over Iran because Iran needs the Chinese, and the Chinese also need Iran. They need each other to a certain extent, right? So when you're dealing with the Iranians, you're also dealing with the Chinese too. The Chinese allegedly are the ones that pressure Iran to come to the table, right, during the ceasefire in the first place, right? So when you understand that, okay, if we blockade the whole strait, right, because right now our guys, our tankers, right, our allies' tankers, they're not getting through. The only tankers that are getting through are the Chinese, Indians, selective, right? You have tankers that are selectively being allowed through by Iran, right? So China's not really hurting that much, okay? But closing the whole thing off, saying nobody can get through the strait, and the United States controls the strait. It is now the Strait of Trump, right? The Strait of America.
Dude, if he might rename it to the Strait of America. Holy shit. If he does that, it would be the greatest thing ever.
That places massive pressure. That is a direct economic threat to China. It's a direct threat. Now that places massive pressure on China to either escalate against us or to force Iran to accept the deal that we got on the table, right? That's it. That's the strategy. The strategy is to negotiate diplomatically, right? That's what we did. We put our offer on the table, and then we squeezed them economically by taking away their biggest piece of leverage in order to...
It's their only leverage. It's the only leverage they got, and Trump knows that. This is why he's the greatest negotiator in the world. Nobody's close.
Force them into the deal, and to also force China to force them into the deal. Now, again, China could possibly respond in some other way, but I'm just saying that is the logic here. Either way, the strait will...
This is the type of person that talks shit to somebody, and then when they get hit, they cry. Why haven't you taken it if you are all powerful? This is the type of person that talks shit on the internet, and then in real life, they're basically Joe Rogan when they met Trump yesterday. Joe Rogan gets on a show and he talks shit about Trump, and then the moment Trump shows up at the UFC fight, all of a sudden, Joe Rogan's like, "Hi, Mr. President. It's so great to see you, Mr. President. So great. So great." But then as soon as Joe Rogan's on his podcast, he's like, "I can't believe he's rounding up illegal immigrants and like moving away from their families and brr, 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 brr." But as soon as Trump shows up in person, it's all smiles. "Oh, hey, Mr. President." What a retarded statement. If you're all powerful, the United States of America can obliterate any country in the world in minutes. That is just the truth. If you're too retarded to understand that, I can't help you. But that is just the truth.
Eventually be open, right? Either way, the goal here is all being allowed to go in, all being allowed to go out. But again, the main point here is that if we secure permanent, and I think that's what this really is going to be, permanent control over the strait, okay, then that gives us the leverage point that Iran had. So when you talk about deal enforceability moving forward into the future, if this blockade can force Iran into a deal, capitulating to our terms, that means we keep permanent control over the strait. And if they ever fall out of line when it comes to the deal, then we could just do this again, right? We could just blockade them, right? And we can hurt them economically. We can hurt China economically in order to force them to capitulate with the deal. I think that is the type of leverage that we're trying to establish here, right? We're trying to economically choke them in order to force them into the deal by flipping the leverage that they once had back on them. Because as I've said, Iran's greatest strength during this conflict is actually their greatest weakness. And come to find out, because they actually never really had control over the strait, that weakness has been exposed. And as President Trump lays out, any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell, right? Essentially, we're daring them. Hey, attack us if you want. Right?
That is Trump. Basically, Trump kind of wants them. He's like, go ahead, ankle biters. Just try something. I want you to. I want you to respond. Please do it so that we can show you exactly what we're capable of.
If you attack us, then guess what? We're going to escalate. And that's when Karg Island becomes an option, right? If we really want to go there, that's when going in and just, confiscating their enriched uranium becomes an option if we really want to go there. But regardless, there is no good ending for Iran here. We have all the leverage. We have all the, especially with this move right here. But again, as I laid out a couple days ago, that this had to happen because Iran does not have the ability to clear out the strait. They don't have the ability to open the strait. So they essentially forced us to go in and open it for them. And if you're going to force us to go in and open it for you, then we're going to take the whole thing. We're going to control the whole thing. And we're not going to allow you to do it again.
And then it'll be the Strait of America.
They screwed themselves. That little stunt of closing the strait, trying to economically blackmail the whole world because you can't win militarily, has backfired on Iran in the worst way possible.
And this is the art of the deal. He forces his opposition into making a mistake. It just happens with Trump. It just happens naturally, whether it's Hillary Clinton calling all of MAGA deplorables, whether it's Joe Biden. You can count the 10 million things that he did wrong, but then the Democratic Party then ran Joe Biden out thinking that Kamala Harris would be the better option, but in reality, she was a substantially worse option, and it's Trump just forcing his opposition to make mistakes after mistake after mistake. You go back into the primaries, look at all of these Republican nominees and how many mistakes they made. Look at Ron DeSantis, the moment he decided to go up against Trump. Trump didn't have to do anything. DeSantis did all the mistakes. This is DeSantis, who's generally a great governor and great with the media. He's great with handling the media, smacking them down. Like, DeSantis is a really good governor. The moment he went up against Trump, he completely fell on his face in the most glorious way possible. It's just an ability that Donald Trump has that you can never teach it. You can't understand it. You can't figure it out. But whenever he is in direct competition with anyone on anything, whether it's negotiations, whether it's running for office, whether it's a deal, whatever, he forces his enemy to make mistakes. They've made the massive mistake of showing their hand accidentally, and Trump is taking full advantage of it now.
They forced this on themselves with that little stunt, because now that we're taking control of the strait, we can now economically choke them and China too, their little partner. So we're going to see how China responds. they could possibly escalate in some way, right? I personally would like to see China put pressure on Iran. I think that is the ideal outcome, is that China says, look, this ain't worth dealing with. Go ahead and agree to the United States demands so that we can keep the strait open, right? Because ultimately, today, I mean, what the Chinese want from the Iranians is oil, right? That's what the Chinese want. Ultimately, at the end of the day,
That's perfect comment right there. Biden called us garbage, so Trump drove a garbage truck. It's perfect. And it worked out. Like, it was one of the most iconic moments from that entire iconic campaign. That's how you own somebody for roasting you or talking bad about you. Not coming out with a hat that says low IQ after Trump calls you low IQ. That was not a good move. Like, there's no joke to be had with that. Like, what are you doing, Tucker? What are you doing, Tucker? Trump calls us low IQ. We're going to sell low IQ hats. And it's like, what's the joke? Like, so to the person that doesn't know anything about it, what's the joke? Like, for me, IDOT is clearly meant to sound like idiot, but it's spelled IDOT. So when somebody sees you wearing an IDOT hat, they're like, what the hell is IDOT? But if it says idiot, that's stupid. Why would I sell a hat that says idiot and have my supporters walking around with that? That's fucking retarded. It's so dumb. Selling hats. Again, another situation. Trump just forces his enemies into making the dumbest decisions possible. Tucker, let me sell a hat that says low IQ so somebody can walk around that says, I'm a Tucker fan. Look at my hat. And you're like, what? Doesn't make sense. It's retarded. What the fuck are we doing here, bro? Miniature Phone Thing for 20 says, look at the shipping lane map data. While everyone is distracted with the Strait of Iran, the world is shifting long-term shipping routes into the Gulf of America. Venezuela oil is being refined. The golden age is coming. So I have seen a lot of the shipping lanes for, here and the Gulf of America. And I don't know, like, if you look at the entire world map, everywhere looks busy. So I don't know how much we can take from that yet. However, that's definitely part of Trump's plan for sure. So, but I don't know how accurate those pictures are with respect, because if you look at the whole world map, the shipping lanes are busy everywhere. So it's hard to really check and see if that's as true in isolation as it seems. But I'm sure that's what Trump's big plan is for sure. But it's going to take time. And of course, you got the Panicans out there. What's interesting is the Panicans are saying, we need gas prices to go down or we're going to lose the midterms. And it's like, okay, well, a few months ago, you were saying we were going to lose the midterms because of the Epstein files. Now we're going to lose the midterms because of gas prices. So when gas prices weren't astronomically high, we were going to lose it because of Epstein. Now we're going to lose it because of gas prices. So if we get the gas prices down, we'll win the midterms. But before the gas prices, well, how you said it was because of Epstein. So, like, which is it? Is it gas prices? Is it Epstein? Is it 10 million other things you're going to cry about? Like, which is it? Interesting. Jeremy, the maps are real time. I know that. And what I'm saying is, if you take a look at the world map in real time, there's a ton of traffic worldwide. If you crop out the Gulf of America, it looks incredibly busy. But when you pan out, it's busy everywhere. So that's all I'm saying is, don't get fooled by a cropped image.
They need. So having the oil cut off is, a direct threat to their economic security, right? And let's be honest, can the Chinese really be that mad? Consider how Iran cut off oil for the rest of the world, right? Except them and a few others. I don't think they can really be that pissed, right? I think they should understand what we're doing in order to regain leverage, because we want to open up the whole thing, right? But we can't do that unless we take control of it. And if we're going to take control of it, then we're going to put pressure on Iran to come to a deal. Okay. And I think that is where we're at this point, right? I think that President Trump is making a strategic move here. Okay. It's a chess move, right? He's trying to put Iran and China in check, and we're going to see if it works. But the idea that Iran was going to be able to control the strait permanently, right, and charge tolls was ridiculous, right? It was nonsensical. We were always going to end up taking back the strait. And that was especially clear when Iran basically admitted that they can't even open the strait that they claim that they control. Yeah, it became very clear that this is what it was going to escalate to. Now, we're going to see what happens if Iran chooses not to attack, right, and they just allow us to take the strait, and there's no military escalation. Then it could essentially be a situation where the strait quietly opens up and that's it, right? Yeah, there's no deal, but at the same time, Iran is militarily devastated. They're politically devastated. Their infrastructure is devastated.
Yep.
Right? They don't have a navy. They don't have a real air force.
They have nothing.
But
people that have like this delusion will continue to stay on the sinking ship. And that is what they're doing. Their leadership is, they're so oblivious to what's really happening that they are going to continue to hold on to this sinking ship. Economically, the deal that the United States has laid out, that JD Vance was in negotiations for 21 hours with them, they will prosper massively under that deal. And they're too retarded to understand that, because they're so, like, these people are completely radicalized. It's crazy. Celebrity Jeremy for 50 says, I love how I found Jeremy on Geeks and Gamers years ago, bashing or loving The Last Jedi. And now he's analyzing the geopolitical implications of global shipping patterns of oil. Hail Jeremy and the 199. Thank you, Celebrity Jeremy. You've been watching forever. I'm assuming you're the original Celebrity Jeremy from back during the Jer Army days, correct? Like, that's like 2018 G&G times, if I'm not mistaken. You are the same one, I'm assuming. That's crazy. It's been a hell of a road, man. All the shit that, all the shit that I've covered and things that we've talked about over the years and the channels and all the topics and the memes. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Aaron James says, chat wants Ladybug as mod, but Makara is so active and loyal to G&G, but Zwane spoils Jeremy with money. Tough decision. I mean, I've already thrown it. I'm willing to be bought today. Okay. I'll sell some wrenches to the ladies. So we'll see. Crazy Clowntown says, joined in 2020. It's a hell of a run we've been on, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. JDT says, what if anything? Oh, got that one. Bridge too far. 1/3 of the world's fertilizer transits the Strait of Hormuz. That's a huge hit on food production. Movie Erotic says, Jeremy John's Earth 3. Jeremy or quartering if you're wait, hang on. Jeremy Johns, I'm thinking you mean Jeremy Johns, Earth 3, Jeremy or quartering if you are prime. Johns is a good dude. I like Jeremy Johns. There's a lot of Jeremys in the internet sphere. You got Jeremy Johns, Hambly, me, Jeremy Boring. There's a few more out there. There's a lot of Jeremys running around. Packy Proton says, tagged you on a tweet with a rough start of low IQ, the nemesis of IDOT. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. Incoherent Name says, imagine knowing the U.S. military has super lasers, rail guns, heartbeat detectors, super sonar, and a discombobulator rays, and believing the Navy can't remove a couple of water mines. Beyond stupid. Yes. Yes. JRG Project says, this also makes Tucker Carlson, Megan, and Alex Jones look like fools because they all screamed for JD to make peace. And now I wonder how they are going to walk back their comments. Very true. Very true. Want to see how they, again, I think they're just in complete. The people that are listening to Jones and Candace and Megan now after the whole Trump debacle, they're going to believe whatever they say. So, I mean, it's the Candace Owens situation. If you're listening to Candace Owens and you're believing what she says, there's no point to have a discussion with those people at all. There's just none. Miniature Phone Thing says it's going to be very awkward when the Salvation Army takes freight loads of unsold Tucker low IQ hats and sends them to kids in Africa. Like, that has got to be one of the stupidest marketing ploys I've ever seen. Like, for those that don't know, and I guess, like, I'm sure most of you know this, but like, so when Trump called Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly and Alex Jones with low IQ, Tucker Carlson decides to sell hats to his followers. And the hat just says low IQ. It doesn't say anything else. And I'm just like, why would you do that? This is it. Why would you do this? Like, there's nothing. Why would you imagine wearing this around and people that don't have any idea what the hell's going on? You're like, what's the... I don't even think anybody would ask about this. They would just be like, oh, okay, this person's special. You know, like, there's no joke. There's no anything. There's nothing to spark a conversation. There's nothing that would create like a question of like, well, what does that mean? Or what is this? It's like, no, there's nothing. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. It's all in response to this right here. And it's just wild. Wild times indeed. Packet Proton says, oh, I got that one. Miniature Phone Thing says, husband's wallet tax. Phil says, straight of America tax. Miniature Phone Thing says, 40 to 45% of China's oil was through the Strait of Hormuz, even before they were cut off from Venezuela. Reports last night, China in emergency reserves. Trump always wins. Aaron Adams says, MAGA don't want a deal. Everybody wants Trump to get the job finished ones. And for all that's what we see everywhere, and I agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care if Trump gets a deal. I just want him to get the job done. I agree with that. And I think that's what most MAGA people want. It's not getting a deal. It's like, just get the fucking job done. Whatever your goal is, Trump, get it done and get it over with. I don't really care what that is. I don't really care what his goal is. I just want him to get it done so we can move on from it. JDT says, we don't need a Strait of America. We need a straight America. Alex Aerocam says, here's some bucks. Meta PC code 199. That's right. You can go to Meta PC and get yourself a PC. Use the promo code 199. Helps out geeks and gamers, and you'll get a badass PC. Little Jim Taylor says, buy it for Beardo. He's special. Packy Proton says, I'd love to see China try to fight us. Then we can take them out in a day and really send a message to the world.
We have massive economic leverage over them because we can choke off their revenue, right? Their oil revenue.
Now, what is
at that point, the regime may collapse on its own. We don't even need a deal, right? And that could be the move here. The move could be, hey, we take back the Strait. Iran does not attack us. So quietly, they're folding. And ultimately, they suffer until they collapse. Which, you know, again, in that case, we wouldn't need a deal, right? So again, it is in their best interest really to come to a deal. But if they choose not to, if they want to continue to be irrational, that's fine, because either way we win. It doesn't matter. We win either way. Once we secure this Strait, it's over, right?
Enough of this guy already. Me or Greg? Me or Greg? You got to be specific. You said enough of this guy already. I don't know what that means. Does that mean me or does that mean Greg? Greg? Why? Because he's black? I'm black from the waist down. I could say the N-word right now. I'm black from the waist down. Well, Greg's almost, well, this is at the end anyway. Yeah, there's 10 seconds left on this video, so we'll move on from that. All right. Why don't you tell me? Read Zwani's message. The chat's moving too fast. I looked to see what she said, but I can't find it. The chat's moving way too fast now. Let me see. To be frank, I've had enough of Jeremy too. Sorry, I'm not better. Sorry about that. I should just start out every stream of like, sorry, I'm not better at what I do. I want to apologize in advance to all the people that are watching. Sorry, I'm not better. However, we do have another story to talk about. And we covered this yesterday. Savannah Hernandez was viciously attacked by a leftist psychopath. Okay. This is the video right here. This is Savannah Hernandez. I think she was in Minneapolis. So she was viciously attacked by a bunch of people that hate Trump, a bunch of people that are talking about diversity and inclusion and representation and white supremacy is bad. These same people attacked her, physically attacked her.
I got her? No! Stop touching me! You fucking touching me! Jesus Christ! Leave me! I'm trying to leave!
I gotta just go, though. Look, we're trying to help you. Let's get you out of here. Trying to leave. Let's go. Let's get you out of here. Let's go. Where are you going? Where do you need to go?
I don't have a car here. Where do you want me to go?
Jared, can we get her somewhere?
I tried to help you, though. Like, we helped you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did. We stopped people from hitting you because you were
I was standing here for an hour.
If we didn't help you, you would have been
I started attacking me.
We told them to stop.
I didn't do anything.
You're like trying to play victim so hard when we were literally.
Okay, so I have all this on camera. It's fine. And because we're Minneapolis, you can't press charges against any of these people either. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. There we go, guys. There we go. Minneapolis, incredible. What am I gonna do?
So right now, federal criminal investigation has been launched by the FBI in the mob attack of TPUSA reporter Savannah Hernandez. Hit them with federal charges as Minnesota state charges won't stick. So hopefully that happens. Now, there's a lot of angles of this, and these people are fucked, okay? So this is another angle right here. Watch this. This is going to piss you off when you see what happens to her. And we've got a lot of information on these people. And again, I need you to understand these are all people that are always preaching about inclusivity, representation, white supremacy. Holy shit. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Guys,
it's over. It's over. Back the fuck up. It's over. It's documented. She'll get charged. It's over. Dude, we love you. We love you. We love you.
We love you. No, we don't. Well, that guy and all the people involved, we all know who they are. Also, new meme has dropped. So that's the girl that was blowing the whistle, who is the daughter of this person right here. These people are complete and total psychopaths. We also have information on the girl. This is her right here. And she's on the soccer team. And that's the dad right there. And this is it, man. This is the left right here. They've started to delete all of their stuff. So you fucked around, and now you are going to find out. This is disgusting. This is the left in a nutshell right here. This is who they are. This is why we mock them. This is why we roast them. Right here. Look at this. I don't think we have any audio for this one, but look how they're treating her. Like they're literally attacking her. She's not fighting back. She's simply recording and using her voice, and they are physically assaulting her. Physically assaulting this woman. Insane. They want to. No, they want her to. They absolutely want her to. They are praying for her to hit them back so they can play the fake victim. Yes, 100%. Insane, man. But it's, again, man, big shout out to Savannah Hernandez. She puts herself in extremely dangerous positions in order to expose these people. And it's absolutely crazy. So there's her account right there. So if you guys want to follow her, but I mean, now we've got, FBI involved. So hopefully all of these people get locked up. Because absolutely disgusting behavior, to say the least. I got to show this because look, all I know, there's the Twitter account. All right. So I got to talk about this Twitter account. There's a Twitter user by the name of Dom Luker, and he got demonetized yesterday. Okay. Now, I don't really know Dom. I know of him. He follows me. I'll follow him, but I don't know him. I've never spoken with him or this has got to be one of the funniest community notes I have ever seen in my life. Dom post, it's clickbait, yes. That's why I rarely use breaking. I post hundreds of times and very few are breaking. My posts are new posts. It's problem because I do well on social media platform better than people mad at me. So he says he doesn't use breaking. Okay. So the community note says, Dom claiming I rarely use breaking is false. Here are 91 examples from April 6th to the 11th. Oh my God. Holy shit. Yeah. So that is a brutal community note. And I will say I called out another account the other day. I have to go back in my Twitter account and look. He's a very pro-Trump account, but he's always using breaking on every fucking story. And I am so sick and tired of Twitter users. Just every time they post something, they post breaking, even if it's an old video, even if it's, here we go, right here. Here it is. Oh, he deleted it. So right here, he posted a video of Trump talking about Megyn Kelly, but it was a video from 2024. And the video was Trump saying something negative about Megyn Kelly, but it was from 2024. And he put breaking, Trump responds to Megyn Kelly. And it's like, I knew it was at a rally. And I'm like, that's not breaking. That's literally 3 years old, you piece of shit. So I was like, the only people worse than Megyn Kelly are people like you posting breaking in front of every old post. I'm so sick and tired of this shit. These people are so retarded. What's his name? I know I follow him. It's this account right here. Let me find him. Hang on. Yeah, he's a very, very, very pro-Trump account. But I can't remember what his name is. He's got some fucking weird name. And I have no problem calling him out if I can find him. Right here. This guy. All right. This dude right here. So he's very pro-Jewish account, and he's the one this was his post that I was responding to, and he deleted it after he got blasted. And fucking people, man, they're the people that are ruining Twitter. So this whole like breaking, everything's breaking news, guys, everything's breaking, and people are just sick and tired of this shit, man. So, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if this is going to change Twitter. I don't know how much you can change Twitter. As I've said, Twitter is designed to make people fight. It's designed to make people respond. So essentially, how it works is you're on your timeline, you see a tweet, and, your instinct is to, hey, let me quote tweet this tweet to my followers so that my followers can then roast this person and tell them how retarded they are. And then, or vice versa. And then a bigger account comes through and they're like, well, I see that this person's being retarded, so I'm going to quote tweet this retard to my audience. It's bigger than their audience. And then my audience can crush this person. And it's just a cycle of, let me retweet this to my audience. And it's just whatever. That's what Twitter, that's what it's built for. That's what it's designed. So let me see here where we at. Stormbreaker says, Trump is my king and yours too. USA, USA. Hell yes. Tentacle Lord says, next Tucker is going to sell helmets that say window liquor on them. Transgirly says, Jeremy is telling the truth about the waist down. Massive. I'm going to have to ban this account. I'm not reading any more $5 super chats from that account. I'm not doing it. Packet Proton says, Ladybug's first official act. Ban Bebop. How much money to make the joke a reality? Proper 199, it's done. Packing Protons, Proper 199, and it's done. Celebrity Jeremy says, that whistle alone is grounds for physical assault charges. It can seriously damage a person's hearing. You're correct. Marmillan says, party of tolerance and defenders of women. Unless you don't think exactly like them, they're just insane. Yep. Welcome to the left. Celebrity Jeremy says, speaking of low IQ, rage is a common symptom. Stormbreaker says, fuck these blue states. Jeremy, red all the way. Yes, sir. Man, McElroy's fallen off. He's 9 under now. Through 6? Am I reading that correctly? Yeah, through 6, McElroy is 9 under. And Scotty Scheffler's up to 4, or tied with the McElroy. Breaking. Should I put breaking in front? Breaking. Breaking eardrums. Man, it is very, very close right now. I will be watching the rest of this as soon as this stream ends. He's having a Matt Ryan moment. Oof, poor guy. Packet Proton says, well, Zwanny is unavailable, but maybe I can impress Savannah by being a good bodyguard. It's so cringe, but you're giving me good money, so I'm not going to call you out. It's so cringe. It's so fucking cringe. Darth Gavel says, breaking dumb. Aaron James says, Zwanny blessed Ladybug and Makara to be mods. Oh, really? So now we've got Makara. So Zwanny has essentially put over Ladybug and Makara. That's pretty interesting. Okay. I like where this is going. Let's see. Quarter Pounder's going to try to hire Savannah now. God. Ministry of All Things says, breaking Beardo fat. Daniel Moore Business says, they're sending the whole party of Sin Fine to my replies, including senators and members of parliament. Just DM'd. Noted. Finally, we get 2 good mods. What does that say about Jess and Cam Man? We know Eric's not good, but what does it say about the rest of them? Lady Aaron D. I get it, though. I get with the Cam Man. I mean, with the Eric K, he's not good. We know that. I mean, come on. So. Breaking Quarter Pounder just unblocked everyone. Let's confirm that. Let's confirm that. That is not true. Okay, because I am blocked. Still blocked. So that is not confirmed. I can confirm that that is not confirmed. I am still blocked. So still blocked tax. Fear the Door Greeter says breaking tax. Storm Shadow says breaking a gay Cobra channel is under attack. Jess and Aaron are married. They don't count. Honestly, this is exactly how the internet works right here. Married women don't count. That's essentially how it works. Like they don't count. They're not. They're married. They don't count. We don't acknowledge them. Acknowledge me. We don't acknowledge them. What is okay? We got that one. All right. Next up, we do have more stuff to talk about. So give me a moment to pull this up. East Coast Toasted Boy says Dom Luker is like breaking news, 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 breaking news. A lot of breaking news going on these days. So, but yeah, I mean, that's, again, I do think that the lack of perspective in some people's heads, Twitter is still a better platform than it was under Jack Dorsey. And I don't think that that's even debatable. I think that's just a fact. And I don't even know how anyone can make a good argument. It's a better platform than when it was Jack Dorsey's. It still has a ton of problems. I mean, would anybody agree? Like, I'm curious about the feedback in the chat. Like, do you think Twitter is better now than it was under Jack Dorsey? Does anybody think that it was better under Jack Dorsey? I just cannot see how anybody would ever agree with that. That's not saying much, though. It's not saying much, but it is the truth. And it is the town square. It is kind of the central hub of the world of politics and entertainment and things like that. It just is. Now, again, I can only say just straight up because I was banned on Jack Dorsey's Twitter. My Twitter account was gone for a year and a half over DMCA. Now, again, you can say that I deserved it if you want. But I mean, this is why I lost my account right here. Is this the old tweet right here? All right. Oh, okay. So I put it on the CobraCast one, but so back in the day, there was a video game called The Last of Us Part 2. And The Last of Us Part 2 was the sequel to The Last of Us, which was a very, very popular video game. Last of Us Part 2 comes out. The leaks start dropping before the video game drops. And we find out that the hero of the story is murdered in The Last of Us Part 2 by a trans-looking chick named Abby. And Abby was like this ripped and shredded woman. And she, murders Joel with a golf club. And the leaks came out, and it was a big PR nightmare for Naughty Dog, the company behind The Last of Us Part 2. So we covered it on Geeks and Gamers, and they gave me a strike. Even though I didn't even show any of the images, they still gave me a strike on Geeks and Gamers. And when you get a strike on a live stream, you lose your ability to live stream for anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. You get a strike, you lose the ability to live stream. They then gave a strike to Geeks and Gamers Play for a video Ryan made. They then gave Ryan's channel 2 strikes. They gave Az a strike. There was about 10 other creators that they struck their channels. Okay. So I challenged them, but it took a month for my challenge to go all the way through my appeal, and I won my appeal. But in the meantime, I went on Twitter and I posted this image right here. And this is obviously a slightly distorted image of Abby with the golf club as Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. And I just posted, Big Abby Pump is your hookup, holler if you hear me. And it got taken down by DMCA claim. So I just kept posting it over and over and over again, and they kept taking it down. And I got to the point where every time I would post it, I would tag Naughty Dog, and I'm like, fuck Naughty Dog, Big Abby Pump is your hookup, holler if you hear me. I think I reposted this thing like 100 times, and they kept taking it down. And then they finally completely shut my Twitter account down after like 100 times of me posting it and tagging them. And it was gone for a year and a half that they took my Twitter account away. And I appealed it tons of times. It never worked, never got it back. And then literally like the week Elon bought Twitter, I appealed it and boom, unlocked my account and I'm back. It's the craziest thing ever, man. And I'm like, well, just that story alone proves that Twitter is a better platform. Now, Dan Vast still never got his original account back. Now, hopefully Dan's not watching, but I did send Elon a message and I'm like, don't give Dan Vast his main account back. Don't do that. And thankfully, Elon listened. So Dan Vast never got his original account back. I'm very thankful to Elon for that. But don't let Dan know that I did that. I don't want him to know because Dan's a nice guy, but he sends too many cheap super chats and it's just not worth my time. It's really annoying. So Zero says, Tucker's low IQ hat is like Beardo wearing a shirt that says, I'm with stupid with an arrow pointing up. Gerald Armstrong says, I concur, good Jeremy. I keep wanting to say good Jer because that's what Keno Casino calls me. Good Jeremy. I am also blocked by Quarter Pounder still. Piano Dean says, come on, Jeremy. If you're going to be consistent, you got to call out the three-year Letterman for breaking. That's a good one. 3-year Letterman is one of the best accounts on Twitter. Skywalker Diaz says, stink to my mouth, only on special occasions. And then he says, watch Clerks 2 last night. Jeremy, are you taking porch fill in the blank back? My grandmother always called me that. I love Clerks 2. I know there's a lot of negativity towards Kevin Smith. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time. I also love the first Clerks movie. I love all of the early Kevin Smith movies, but Clerks 2 is fantastic. It's got racism. It's got offensive stuff. It's got Lord of the Rings and Star Wars jokes. It's got it all, man. I love that movie. It's so damn good. But yeah, Kevin Smith fell off big time, unfortunately. Jason says, breaking. Thanks for 8 official and, well, I don't know how long. Lurking months. Well, hey, thank you for being here. Oh my goodness. Packing Proton says, to make up for the cringe, I'll just simp instead for the Ladybug mod account fund. Holy crap. Space movie, 1992 space movie says, I respect that. You respect that. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Do I need to get the PewDiePie simp clip right there for you? That would be a good one. Let's see if I can find that one really quick. This one right here. Oh, goodness. That's good stuff. Thank you, Packing Protons. I guess it's going to have to happen now, right? Is that what's got to happen? Let me see here. All right. There it is. And the chat, Zwani, who runs the channel now, since Laughing Man doesn't like me anymore. So Zwani's kind of in charge of this. Holy shit! Zwani! I was already making a joke. But there. Since Zwani said it, Makara and Ladybug are both added. All right? There. Done. You happy? Are you happy? You paying me fucking money to click a button. Do you know how hard of a job this is? Do you know how difficult this shit is? This is very, very difficult. Where's Laughing Man anyway? I don't know. He's still mad at me, I think. So, Thank you. Appreciate it. The best chat on the internet, and it's not even close. Now, you guys, the only rule is no spamming. That's all. That's it. Well, that and people can't ask me how my weekend was, but that's the only rule. You can't ask me how my weekend was. That's the only thing. No asking about my weekend. All right. That's not allowed in this chat. This is a free speech chat, but you are not allowed to ask me about my weekend. Okay. So thank you. Aaron Adams says what I meant. More people were upset about the ceasefire than getting in the war itself. We just want the job done and not get a deal and get out. I agree. So what you're saying is more people were upset that about the ceasefire than us getting into the war itself. Yes, I do agree with that. Absolutely. Daniel Morris is wondering if I should make a video reading the bill that I voted yes on, which caused the problem they now claim to be with us on. I will always, as a content creator, if you're ever in a place where you're wondering if you should make a video on a topic that you are passionate about, the answer is yes. Don't let it second guess you. Just make videos that you are interested in. Don't chase the algorithm per se. Like, yeah, you want to talk about things that are trending and things that are interesting, but passion is always the number one goal of being a content creator, because that's what people are going to see through more than anything. Passion and authenticity. So if you have an interest in something and you're personally thinking, hey, should I talk about this? Should I make a video on it? The answer is yes, you should. So you absolutely should. And the people will want to hear from you that will be interested. Holy shit, we're being replaced. No, you're not. No, you're not. I feel bad when you guys are always in the mod chat and they're like, this motherfucker's going live again. You guys, I'm just adding a little bit of help. It's because, except for Eric, I love the mods. Except for Eric. I don't like Eric, but I like the rest of you. Packy Proton says, made Jeremy laugh in one tweet and cringe with another. Maybe I can try for an embarrassment next. Darth Gavel says that Joel deserved better. Yes, he did. James says, Lamau, great memories. Fuck Naughty Dog. I know you probably couldn't say fuck Naughty Dog in the chat, but that's what you meant to say. Gerald Armstrong says, Victor Orban has lost Hungary. Daniel Moore says, where's this Daniel Moore mod fund, Proton? You're not a chick, dude. This is how it works on the internet. All right? Women have the advantage. Simple as that. Domo Bear says, how were your weekdays, Jeremy? James Batch says, breaking. Kamala lost money. Tim Walz is weird. Fuck the Democrats, and we will talk to you later. Marmillan says, just saw a dude on Twitter ask Grok to estimate the weight of a woman's assets. This is the first time I've lost respect for the use of Grok. It's so bad. Like, the things that I see people asking Grok and the questions it's really bad. Hey, McElroy's back up to 10 under, by the way. Yeah, McElroy's back up to 10 under. So we shall see. This is going to be a hell of a finish. I honestly wouldn't count out Scotty Scheffler. I just wouldn't. I meant no respect. Got you, Marmillan. Got you. But anyway, so the questions that people are asking of Grok in a public forum is like insane. I'm like, how are you this dumb? How are you that dumb? Now, the other thing that's been going around since last night is I have seen so many creators running the narrative that Trump was booed at UFC last night. I have been seeing that. That has been a huge thing. They're playing clips from him going to a UFC fight a couple of years ago with this massive ovation, and then they're playing the next clip and they're saying, "Oh, he got booed. Look at the reception." It's like, no, he did not. What are you talking about? He did not get booed at all. Under any circumstance did he get booed. And the fact that they're trying to run with that is absolutely crazy. I didn't get hit for the UFC stuff last night. So let me see if I can search this out. Trump UFC. And yeah, they're all saying that he got booed. Now, a lot of these fighters were paying Trump respect. because, of course, they respect the president of the United States right here. Look at this. Look who is there. President Donald Trump. He deserves the cheers right here.
And look, who is there? President Donald Trump and fight. Yes, he deserves. And fighting in front of a great leader like this is an honor. And I would say thank you very much, Hunt Campbell. You're amazing. Dana White, Mick Manner. I asked Mick Manner for this fight. He's special. I say, Mick, please put me to fight that on the fifth Russian, the little fat one. He said, yes, okay, I'm going to try. And the next day he comes and say, Paulo, we got it. We're going to fight him. I say, whoa, that's a fight that I want. You know, I want to fight the best in the world, not only beginners. That's why I'm here. I work a lot with my whole.
Now, he does go over and he talks to Trump, and only Trump. Donald Trump told him he's too good looking to be a fighter. You're a beautiful guy. You could be a model. You look so good. What the fuck, Trump?
Thank you. Go do what you're doing. You're a beautiful guy. Great fighter. Thanks. Put me to model. You're going to fight. I'll give you a model. You look so good. You're too good looking to be a fighter. You are a silk fighter. Thank you, man. Thank you, silk. Thank you.
That's funny.
Trump, only Trump. I swear, man. The type of shit he gets away with saying is absolutely crazy. Let's see. So here's now here's the Rogan part right here. He had a lot to say to Joe Rogan. There was a lot of comments about, like, there were many things that were said, and people are trying to figure out what exactly he said to Joe Rogan. But Joe was smiling like a kid in a candy store the whole time. And again, it just kind of goes into that, like, everything is fake and gay, you know? Like all this nonsense about talking shit about Trump, and then you have to see Trump face to face, and you're standing there smiling ear to ear. You know, it's just the podcast bro network is cringy beyond belief. Right here, I gotta find it. Yeah, like even this, like, so Aiden Ross met with Trump at the fight. Aiden Ross, the same Aiden Ross that said he was done with Trump and he was done with politicians. The same Aiden Ross that interviewed President Trump before the campaign in 2024. And there he was talking with Trump at the UFC fight because, again, everything is fake and gay. It's just ridiculous. Now, to the New York Post's, credit, they said Trump cheered at UFC 327. So at least they had that headline out there. So credit where credit's due from that perspective. But yeah, like all these guys they talk shit because they get audience captured. They're scared of the backlash that they're going to get or whatever. And I get so tired of it, man. But I mean, what are you going to do? Now, there was something else I want to show if I can find it. I got so many freaking bookmarks here. But the Joe Rogan stuff was very funny if I can find that clip where we saw him just grinning ear to ear. Now, they did, I don't know if that's AI or not. So let's see. Yeah, so this Mario guy, he was saying that Trump was getting booed, Elon's boy or whatever. How is it? Oh, right here. Here it is. Joe Rogan badmouths Trump nonstop, but as soon as he sees him, he's as friendly as ever. Now, again, to be fair to Rogan in this situation, What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to be like, fuck you, Trump, I'm not going to talk to you? Of course he's not. So I try to approach this with a level head of like, it's not like Joe Rogan's going to say to Trump to his face, hey, get the hell out of my face, Trump. I don't want to talk to you. Like, that's not realistic either. You know what I'm saying? But I still think that the criticism is very fake. But look at him. It's like he's in love with him. He's just smiling. Look at him. Hey, President Trump. Hey, it's good to see you. Then you're going to get back on there and whine about him separating families. It's just ridiculous. And it's very annoying. All right, let me see. There was also one more, if I can find it. Wait, what is this? Can I play this? This is a completely, like, is this a new JD Advance clip? Can I play this?
Hey, be careful with that. That's the most powerful tranq gun on the market. It can puncture the skin of a rhino from 100. Ow!
I knew that. I was wondering where this key was from. You're crazy.
That's awesome.
You're crazy.
What? You just took one in the jugular, man. Whoa. Oh my God. Oh my God, I did. Is this bad? Is this bad?
You should pull that out. That shit is not cool. Wait. Pull what out? The dart, man. Got a fucking dart in your neck.
Old School is such a fucking good movie. The dart, man. You got a fucking dart in your neck.
Pull what out? The dart, man. Got a fucking dart in your neck. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you. But you're crazy.
Hey.
Fuck. If you've seen Old School, you will appreciate that. If you haven't, you're going to be like, what the hell is this idiot laughing about? But that was gold. Holy crap. It's funny. I like you. You're crazy, man. I like you, but you're crazy. By the way, Mar Millen, I'm not playing this whole thing, but Mar Millen responded to Epic Mike. If you've seen Breaking Bad, Mar Millen, where did you find this? Where did you find this?
My daddy and my mommy and my daddy and my mommy, daddy and my mommy and my... Stop. Yeah. There's some people in the house. Bitch. Little bitch. I made you my bitch. Jesse. Bitch. Yeah, bitch. Jesse. Bitch. I am.
It's so good.
I am. The one he knocks. Say my name. Mr. White. Goddamn right. Hank. Say my name. Willy Wonka. What? Walter White. You're goddamn right. My name is Asac Schrader. Hank. Asac Schrader. His name is Hank. My name is Asac Schrader. It's time for you to listen to me. Fuck yourself. Wow. Wow. Just listen to me. Fuck yourself.
This is insane, man. Holy crap. I hope I don't get copyright hit for that shit. I wasn't mad. I didn't mean to watch it that long because of all the copyrighted content, even though it's edited, so it should be fine. But you should watch Breaking Bad if you have not. If you want to watch the rest of that, you go to Mar Millen's Twitter account. It's a reply. Absolutely phenomenal right there. Eric John says, to be fair, Erics are often unlikable. You're far more likable than Eric K. I'll give you that. Daniel Moore says, what's all this passion talk? What about the grift? All jokes aside, thanks for the advice. You are welcome. Storm Shadow says, where's Trans Girlies Mod Fund? Sounds like your type. I'll pass. Packy Proton says, how much to get Jeremy to wear a low IQ hat? I mean, I kind of do that by default with my face. But, you know, we can work that out. John freaking Murdoch takes the weekends off, so he's not here to add to that fund. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. Jeremy, did you watch the new Malcolm in the Middle revival? I did not. I really wasn't interested in that. Speaking of something else I was not interested in, guess who returned? Ashley St. Clair returned. Elon's baby mama. The former MAGA grifting chick who got Elon Musk to knock her up, who's now went full leftist. She's got a few things to say.
Get ready with me while I tell you about how the pay-to-play MAGA influence campaigns work. For those who don't know, my name is Ashley St. Clair, and I was involved in MAGA politics and was a MAGA influencer for almost a decade. I know. Now, MAGA, and really MAGA, not so much just GOP messaging, is incredibly coordinated. And I was initiated into this very young, about 19 years old, when I was first brought on to Turning Point. That was when I was invited to my first Turning Point event and was really thrust into this MAGA influencer ecosystem. In 2015, 2016, MAGA and their operators realized how important and consequential social media was.
Hail John freaking Murdoch with the IDOT shirt. Yeah, I take Sundays off, but I'm still lurking. You can't get away that easy. Hail John freaking Murdoch with the Mage IDOT shirt. That's awesome, brother. Good to see you here.
For politics. This really started during the Obama years when they harnessed the internet and email campaign messaging, and then MAGA took it to the next level with things like Cambridge Analytica and coordinated messaging on.
I am bored out of my fucking mind. I am bored out of my mind.
Sites like Twitter. Their main avenues for this influence are group chats, paid influence campaigns, and parties. Now, for the group chats, they operate with large influencers, particularly on Twitter. That is their primary mode of communication, is Twitter. And they will have these giant group chats that make influencers and individuals feel important because they are in group chats with members of the administration, people on the Trump team, in which they coordinate these messaging.
Is this like a normal thing for women to do makeup while they're talking to the camera? Is this like a TikTok thing that I'm not aware of? I have no idea. Like, is that what that is? Trans Girlie says, at John Murdoch, will you fund my campaign for mod? I can do for you what I do for Jer. God. Yes, and it's super cringe. I truly did not know that this was a thing. But okay. All right, let's see. Marmillan says she is confusing GOP adoption with MAGA. She was heavily adopted by the GOP machine, which is coordinated and a bunch of quid pro quo shit. She's just trying to make money again, going back to lefty. Agreed. She is a complete and total liar. She's a manipulator. She was always a phony. She's always a fraud. And so this is not surprising at all for her to run this narrative right here. For those who don't know, she had an old account and maybe like, I don't know how long ago this was. And there are people that are far more versed on this chick than me, but she did have an account called Sex Laptop. This is before she became a MAGA influencer. She had an account called Sex Laptop. And apparently she was into she was into the brothers, we'll just say. All right. She was into the bros. So, but then she moved into the MAGA grifting. And there's a YouTuber that used to be big in the right-wing sphere. Trying to remember his name now. He made a video about her. He used to be a huge YouTuber and a huge right-wing YouTuber, and then he went full lefty. He challenged me to come on his show a long time ago. Not Amazing Lucas. Hunter, yeah, Hunter Avalon. Is that his name? Hunter Avalon. That's it. So Hunter Avalon. So he made a video about her, calling her out, and he was 100% right. And I guess this is before he turned to the left completely. But yeah, but that Hunter Avalon guy got mad at me over something I said on Geeks and Gamers, and he wanted me to debate him or some shit like that. I do find, like, whenever you find, like, when you find these people that are desperate for attention and they're just like, debate me, bro, debate me. Like, now there are people like, what's his name? Andrew Wilson. Like, that guy he is incredible at the internet debating, and he crushes people. I actually like watching him talk to people because he basically lets people dig their own grave for the most part. But the internet blood sport stuff is so cringy to me. And so when you have somebody like Hunter Avalon, who used to be relevant and then lost all of his relevancy, then he starts trying to pick fights with people that have become relevant now in the sphere that he wants to be relevant in. And it's the same song and dance. She is very similar to that mindset where she's looking for relevancy. I'm not going to continue to listen to her bullshit, but she's looking for relevancy because she has no relevancy anymore. She should have just taken Elon's money that he was giving her. Reportedly, Elon was giving her several $1 million a year. He was paying for her penthouse. He gave her a Tesla, and that wasn't good enough for her. That wasn't good enough for her. So she had to go after him and make it public that she had his baby. It's crazy stuff, man. So, Packy Protons, I got that one. John freaking Murdoch. Hail to you. Ladybug says, mod Mark Andre. We have enough women. So, I mean, we have way too many women as mods now, Ladybug. So, I mean, with Mark Andre Roy, I don't need another woman as a mod. Gearmaster says, amazing how long it took Ashley 10 minutes to say, I used to do MAGA stuff. Well, Elon didn't nail her for her mind. Hail to Mark Andre Roy. Us men can go play Fortnite. You're damn right. The alpha male game. By the way, if I can talk Jay into it, do you guys want a Fortnite stream tonight? Yes or no? You just got to say the word yes or no. Just give everyone a wrench. I mean, why not, right? Yes, please. Lots of yeses. Oh, some no's. There's a few no's. There's quite a few no's. Oh, some people saying Rocket League. Well, Jay, I don't know if I can get Jay to play Rocket League, but Fortnite's just like it's fun to play Fortnite with the boys. So we're probably, we might do both. We might do both. I've tried Fortnite, but my PC hated it. Let's see here. Don't mod me. I mod for Jay. Well, that was Ladybug's entry right there, as Jay was telling me she modded for him. So I was like, okay, we could probably add her if she mods for Jay. So Jay will stay up all night and miss the morning show. We're going to try to make that happen. J6989 says, she said, so like MAGA discovered how useful social media is. What a dunce. Very much so. Simple J. Don't talk bad about Jay. Not like he's wearing low IQ hats or anything like that. He would never do anything like that. Would he? Or would he? Oh, no. All right. So DHS just launched an investigation into Eric Swalwell for allegedly hiring a Brazilian nanny who did not have lawful work authorization. Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide every single time. That is how it goes. It never fails. All day, every day. So there it is. Yeah, because we got this right here. DHS just confirmed Eric Swalwell has been referred to law enforcement for illegally hiring a Brazilian nanny while she had no work authorization. Boom! He's in trouble. Yep. I mean, again, I don't care that people are doing random shit, but when you preach and you act like you're better than everybody else, those are the people that you have to be most concerned with. Most people that are projecting and they're trying to get you to look somewhere else. They want you to have a different image of them because they feel very guilty about the thing they're doing. And my mindset has always been, I think everybody's a piece of shit. You know, we all have shit that we are, embarrassed about, or, insecurities or whatever it is. But the more you project, the more it's like, you're really hiding something big, aren't you? Like, what exactly are you hiding? You know what I mean? There's got to be something major going on for you to project so much, for you to talk about how much you respect women and I respect black people and we have to stop racism. Shut the fuck up. Nobody actually feels this way. Nobody gives a shit. Most people, most regular everyday people just want to go to work, make their money, spend time with their family, earn up time for a vacation, go watch some movies in their spare time, enjoy some things. They don't give a shit about this social justice bullshit. That's never been a normal thing in the real world where people are concerned with it. It just isn't. Simple as that. It's a massive projection. JRG says, yes, Fortnite or Rocket League is fine. It's relaxing background white noise. Well, thank you. We'll do something up. But Mudkip says, give me a wrench. I won't use it just to mock Mike. Okay, I like your thinking. That's actually good. Because Epic Mike he's never getting a wrench again. Transgirly says, funny how you pretend to not like my super chats. I just wish that they were more money. It would be worth the pain of reading them. James says the Democratic hit job on Eric Swallow is one for the record books. It is a beautiful thing indeed. All right, right now, business is picking up at the Masters. And McIlroy is one off the lead. Young is one off the lead. Man, this is going to be a good close right here. So I'm going to watch the Masters. Does Jeremy even read super chats? I have never read a super chat on this channel. Why would I read a super chat on this channel? You can't find one instance where I've ever read a super chat on this channel. I'm a firm believer in not respecting the audience around here, okay? McIlroy has 2 holes to catch up. We'll see. This isn't even Jeremy, it's AI. That's true, Mark. That is true. Jeremy can read? No. And let's not spread that lie, okay? God bless America. Soon Cole Hauser is going to want a mod here. He is a mod here, isn't he? Isn't he a mod here? Wait, is Jeremy saying golf is a real sport? It is real. It is real. I've said it's real is real many times. Jeremy doesn't even grift. I forgot. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for another fun stream. I appreciate you hanging out with me on a Sunday. We will do a gaming stream a little bit later tonight. That'll be a lot of fun. I'll be hanging out with, I don't know. I haven't even talked to anybody yet, so it could be a solo stream for me, but that'll be on the D-Day Cobra Gaming channel. Also, again, before we go, I have to mention it because it's been doing good lately, but our Rumble wallet, if you guys want to support us on Rumble wallet, Would greatly appreciate that. It's, from what I understand, it's like almost 100% of the cut we get over there. But it's a whole complicated matter with crypto and stocks. So you'll have to look into that. Mar Millen knows about it. Waffle Master knows about it, and a few others that have been donating over there. But maybe check that out if you're interested. Other than that, you guys have a good evening. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you later tonight for some gaming. I'm going to watch the end of the Masters and see if McIlroy can pull off this comeback. We shall see. But have a good evening. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.